Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, today we're going to create a card for Pretty Pink Posh, and we're using the Across the Miles stamp set. It is the cutest little stamp set. It has a lot of automobiles in here. You got automobiles and trucks and buses, and a cute sentiment says sending smiles across the miles, along with a couple stoplight and stop signs. So cute. I'm going to be using the coordinating die set to die cut out my images today. So we're going to jump in and create a cute little automobile card. There are lots of images in here. In fact, my card that I'm creating today could be created the same exact way with every single one of these. But I like the little Volkswagen shaped car, and also the little stop sign. We're going to take that and we're going to stamp these. I'm going to ink up my car here, and I'm going to stamp my car 3 times, but I want my car to be a little bit dimensional. So for today's car, I want the wheels. So I'm going to twist my paper around and just stamp the car a couple more times. And although we stamped 6, I'm just going to use the wheels on here. And then I'll go ahead and stamp my stoplight. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to play a little bit of music while I color in these 3 cars, the wheels and my stoplight. And then when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is all done. You can see quite a few areas. I went outside the line, but I'm not too worried about the wheels because I'm going to actually punch these out, and then we're going to die cut out our cars here with the coordinating dies. Go ahead and take those. Aren't they cute? My daughter wants a car like this. I'm going to grab my nippers and we'll just separate these. But I'll just line these up and tape them down and run these through my die cut machine. Okay, our little cars are all die cut out. Now what we're going to do with the wheels, and I didn't color my wheels in this one completely blend them or anything, because I have a 1/2-inch circle punch that will cut out these wheels perfectly. And then we can add a little bit of dimension to our little cars. So if you have a 1/2-inch circle die or a 1/2-inch circle punch, you can punch out your wheels and do the same thing that I'm doing here. Okay, after we have all of our tires, our coordinating tires punched out, we get to do the fun part, and that is put a piece of foam adhesive on the wheels. Or we're going to put a piece of foam adhesive on each one of our tires, and then we can remove the release paper. And then we can, if you want to use a black marker and go around each of your tires to get rid of those white, the white lines from the cardstock, you can do that. It actually gives it a more clean and finished look. But you would just place those directly on the car for a little vroom vroom. How cute are those? I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of these. Okay, all of our tires. We went to the tire shop. What, aren't they cute? It's so cute. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out. Now we're going to work on our background. Okay, we're going to bring in a Pretty Pink Posh stencil called Pinstripe, because pinstripes and cars go perfectly together. So I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock, and I already have pixie spray behind my stencil. I'm going to lightly tack this on my panel here. I need to bring in my craft mat. And then we're going to do a little bit of ink blending over our diagonal stripe background with black ink. I'm going to be using my Distress Oxide ink. We're going to use Black Soot. We're going bold. But stripes and cars just go good together. And since this is kind of delicate, I'm going to actually add my color with one sweep motions on my stencil. Okay, that's a lot of black ink, but I'm going to love the outcome. I know I am. So we're going to go ahead and remove our stencil, and we have a perfectly pinstripe background. Love this. Okay, now I'm going to use my paper trimmer, and we're going to trim down our panel so it is slightly smaller than my card base. I'm going to go 3.5 inches wide. Do I want to go 3.5 inches wide? Yeah, 3.5 inches wide by 4 3/4 inches tall. And I think that's going to be perfect. Now we're going to go for our sentiment. And for my sentiment, there is we're going to stamp Sending Smiles Across the Miles, and I'm going to use my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. We'll just stamp that on some white cardstock. And then I want to create like a little, like an award banner. So to do that, I'm going to use the Halloween Circles die set. There's a circle that will cut out my sentiment beautifully. And then there's also the zigzag edge that I'm going to die cut out with red cardstock. Should we go red? Maybe we'll go teal. Let's see. And then I'm going to die cut this out with a teal colored cardstock. Okay, I die cut out my sentiment. We're going to flip it around, and just using our tape runner, we're going to adhere it to our zigzag bordered circle. I love the stitch detail on here. And we'll adhere that. I also brought in a piece of yellow cardstock. And for that, it's slightly larger than our stenciled background. I'm going to go ahead and adhere. We're going to mat our stenciled stripes on our yellow cardstock. And then while we're at it, let's go ahead and put this on our card base. And it's top folding. So once we have our stenciled background and our sentiment, I do want to add a little bit more to my sentiment. I want to turn this into like an award banner. To do that, it's very, very simple. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and some red cardstock. I'm going to actually trim my cardstock kind of at an angle. Let me show you. So it's thicker on one end and kind of thins out on the bottom. Then, just using my scissors, I can fishtail the wider end. Like so. And we'll do the same thing to this side. And I have one thicker than the other, and I'm kind of like that. But I'm going to add adhesive behind the top portion of one side, and then I'm going to crisscross. Maybe we'll put that underneath. Maybe we'll put that underneath. Like so. I think that looks good. And then I'm going to use my scissors and trim off the top, and then I'm going to add a little more adhesive, and then we can tack down our sentiment right on top, just so it kind of looks like an award banner. I like the way that looks. Okay, now we have our cute little cars and our little stoplight. We're going to arrange these a little bit towards the left on our panel here. Okay. How cute are they? Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to add some foam adhesive behind my, and I'm going to do a little tucking with this. And I think that is a great spot. And then I'm going to add some foam squares behind my little stoplight. And we'll add this. I want to add it where the exclamation point is on my sentiment for a little color on this side. How fun is that? Now we're going to add a few bells and whistles, not too many. I am going to bring my sparkle pen, shake it up really good, and I want to go over the windows of my little cars here to give them a little bit of sparkle, and also the tires. Last but not least, we're going to go over the tire hubcaps with a dot of glossy accents to shine those up and give a little dimension to those, along with the stop lights. And then that will finish off my project today for Pretty Pink Posh. My project today is actually part of an Instagram hop. I hope you guys can join in the fun. Lots of inspiration with this brand new release over at Pretty Pink Posh. And I'll leave the info for that over on my blog if you guys want to head over there. I hope you can join in the fun. There's a giveaway to go with it. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.